You can ask. All right, make sure you have a calculator. That's very important for this review. Many of these are calculator, okay? So, the first one is a calculator problem. You could definitely put all of this, let me read it. Which expression is equivalent? Key word is, usually when you see equivalent, 90% of the time you can use the Y1, Y2 trick, okay? So yes, you can put all of this in the Y1. Don't use an R, you got to use the X. This is a subtraction sign, X squared. What do you see? What sign is right here? There's a plus in between the parentheses. Then we got negative 6x squared minus 18 plus 5x parentheses. Yes, you need to put the parentheses, okay? Then in the Y2, I'm going to start trying these in the Y2, okay? However, for some people, this method feels like it takes them longer because they can just easily, they know what this plus means. This means I need to start combining like terms, okay? So I'll start it off using the calculator. Once I get the answer, I'm going to just check it here because this one's so easy. I'm going to take 10 and I'm going to add it to what? 18. That's not an 18, thank you. That's a negative 18. So if you don't know what 10 plus negative 18 is, because it ain't 28 or negative 28, 10 plus negative 18 gives you a negative 8 so far. Look at your expressions. This does not have a negative 8. That doesn't have a negative 8. So you already know it can't be F or G. Now I'm going to move on to adding my R's. Only it has to have the same variable and same power. So this R with this R, not the R squared. The R's without the power. That's 7 plus 5. If you don't know what 7 plus 5 is, that's why you got a calculator. So that should be a 12R. So now I'm looking for, it has to have a 12R. This don't have a 12R. So this is our answer. Now let me go back and show you how to use the calculator. Negative 7x squared. Nope, that's not a squared. X squared. Nope, that's going to mess it up. Negative 7x squared plus 12x minus 8. When I press second graph, I need to make sure all of these are equivalent to all of these. Not my cell phone. My cell phone ain't going to help me with this problem during the STAR, okay? I need to make sure all of these are equivalent to all of these over here. That's how I know that H is for sure my answer, okay? Number 2. Yes, I put my problem. The problem will always go in the Y1. It's the different answer choices you need to try in the Y2, okay? Now, number 2, a company collected data for the number of text messages sent and received using a text. I don't really care about that. The table shows the number of text messages sent and received in billions over time. The data can be modeled by a quadratic. Oh, quadratic function is the key word for this one, because some of y'all know when you see a table, X, Y, not most of the time, but a lot of the times we're going to use stat edit. However, everybody keep pressing number 4, number 4, number 4. No, number 4 is if you see linear. You need to look for the quadratic. So in my stat edit, I'm just going to clear my calculator. So in stat edit, this is the X, this is the Y. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30, 35, 40. Then we got 3, 10, 17, 27, 44, 64, 86, 112. If you're watching this video at home and I'm moving too fast, then you need to pause the video and try it before me. We talked about trying it before I do it, because if you're just sitting there watching, that's not going to help. So I got all of this in stat edit. So after I put that in stat edit, I'm going to press stat again, press my arrow over so I can get to calc. Then if you look, number 4 is for if it's a linear. This clearly said it was quadratic this time. Don't forget that. So this is number 5 I need this time. I need number 5 for quad regression, which means equation. So that don't give me nothing but enter, 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 enter will give me something. Some people were confused about what all this meant earlier. If you look at the information up top, it tells you A is with the X squared. So look at A. A is 0.07. So the A goes with the, even if you put the 2, that's fine. A goes with the X squared. B, which is B, goes with the X. So that's negative 0.1. 48 gets rounded to a 5. The B goes with the X, and the C is by itself. So take a look at your answer choices. It has to have an A, B, and a C. These two only got a A and a C. A and a C. It doesn't even have that B. If you look at the x squared, this is like t squared, x squared, same thing. There's only one answer choice that has the 0.072, the negative 0.15, and the positive 2.73. So this information might be weird looking, but you got to know how to use it to get your answer. Okay. Another key word for number 3, which expression is equivalent? Like I said, if you see the word equivalent, 90% of the time, we are going to be using the Y1, Y2 trick. Like I had to confirm earlier, the problem part goes in the Y1. No, you can't use D. You need to use x squared minus 63x. The problem part will go in the Y1. Then I'm going to try this one in the Y2. All right? Which is 21x parentheses 10x minus 3. Yes, close the parentheses. Once again, per second graph, I want to make sure all of these are the same exact of all of these. And I am happy because I don't have to try nothing else. This is my answer for this one. All the Y1s match all the Y2s. All right? Oh, dang, I knew I was going to forget something. Sorry about that. Let me pause. All right, so number 4, like I said, here it is again, keyword equivalent, which means 90% of the time we can use the same trick we did for this one. So we're going to put all of this, we're going to put 3 parentheses x plus 2. Don't forget your little power of 2, which is right here, plus 7. Where did my 3 go? My 3 just is not in there. Yeah, my 3 is not in there. 3, x plus 2 squared. I gotta have my plus 7. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna try this one in the Y2. And then press second graph. This whole table needs to be equal to this whole table. And clearly 19 is not the same thing as 33, so can't be A. So now I'm gonna try B. It's 3x squared plus 12x plus 19. This whole table and this whole table, yes, looks like they're equal that time. Equal, equivalent. Perfect. Now, the real question is, yes, I see the keyword equivalent. Yes, you can still use the same Y1 and Y2 trick for this one. Put this in the calculator. 4, look at here, second, and then go down to the x squared. That's where you find the square roots. It looks like an old school division sign. So 4, press second, go down to the x squared. Then I'm putting 147 in there. Then I'm going to start trying these. I'm sorry, if you're looking, these ones all look funny. It should just be like that. Somebody just didn't put it in there right. But those are all square root signs. Your answer, did anybody get the answer for this one? Go ahead and try. Somebody said it's D. That's 28 square root of 3. I'm just going to put D in there first. And here we go. Equal, all the way down, down. Perfect. Yes, the answer is D. Well, maybe you didn't. Stop being lazy. You need to try all of them. Another way you could do this one is you can put it in the regular math part of the calculator and get your decimal and then change all those to decimals if that's faster for you. All right, this one says the graph of a quadratic function is shown. This one is another calculator problem because you have a graph and they ask you which function is best represented by this graph. So in your y equals, we're just going to put in the different equations and see which graph matches best. X squared minus 9 minus 3x minus 9. Press graph. Press graph. Does this one look like this one?
Yeah.
Kinda, but notice your y-axis and this one, it does not touch the origin like it's supposed to. So it's not that one. X squared plus 3x minus 9. Press graph. No, this parabola is more like on the right side of the graph. This one's a little bit scooted to the left. So x squared minus 6x. Press graph. What about this one? Looks pretty good. Okay, so this one would be a maybe. Remember back in the days you put the maybe? I'm just going to check this one just in case. Make sure if this is a plus sign. Press graph. This one is this a maybe kind of disorder? Definitely no, because this one's more like on the left side. So yeah, H is our answer. All right. Number 7 was tricky for people, but you did have to kind of read the whole thing. These were the functions we talked about yesterday, but if you're not listening, that's probably why you wasn't listening yesterday, so you don't remember. A bank account earning annual compound interest was open and no additional deposits or withdrawals after the initial deposit. What's happening to the bank account? Earning. Yeah. The balance in the account after X years can be modeled by, we have this equation right here, which we could put in the calculator, but we're not going to match a graph. So, which statement is the best interpretation of one of the values of this function? You need to know what each of these values mean. Does anybody know what the 850 means? Yes.
That's the original balance.
Yes, the original balance, the starting balance, the initial balance. Somebody said, what does initial mean? No, it doesn't. Think about the initials of your name. What are the initials? It's the starting letter, the first letter of your name. So the initial balance is the first money that they put in there, or the starting, what did they start with? Initial, same thing, initials in your name. Yes, and the other one here, that's your rate. And remember your rate, it could be a growth rate or decay. What is this one?
That's growth.
That is growth because it's bigger than 1. So it's a rate of growth because it is bigger than 1. Sorry if you like red, but I wrote because I don't feel like writing it all out. Okay, here we go. The initial balance, we're talking about the first balance of the account, decreases at a rate. No. Didn't we just say it's earning money? So yeah, will not be a decreasing. The balance in the account increases at a rate of 2.5 each year. Well, this kind of looks like a 2.5, so that would be a maybe. The initial balance of the account was 1025. Initial balance is the number here. This says 1 point, so yeah, it can't be that one. The balance in the account at the end of 1 year is 850? No, we just said this was the initial balance, so it had to be G. As long as you understand what these numbers mean, then you would get your answer. And the last one talks about a part of an exponential function is graphed. Which inequality best represents the domain? Domain is, you need to know.
Domain is X, right?
Yeah, so we got dr, we got dr. So if this says domain, you better not put a y, because domain has to be an x. So we got to figure out which one actually represents the domain. Domain is the x-axis. Yes, it should be A, because if you look at this point, this is like the lowest point. It's the most left point. Some people look here. No, this is the y-axis. You need to look here at the x-axis, which is -2. That's the end of that video.